I was just making a lot of money. Like time management is basically like, the biggest thing that helped me too, cause like that's like the biggest thing that I seen change. Like I feel like I have more time now. I'm more free now, so I'm charging more, but I'm cutting less. But at the same time, if I wanted to cut more, I could be making more money. You know what I mean?
What's good, boys and girls? It's your boy Pinoy Blance, and today I'm with my client Gustavo. He's actually one of my students who's been absolutely killing it right now. And today we're gonna break down his journey from when he was making 4K a month all the way now to hitting 9K months behind the chair. So Gustavo, bro, just tell everybody who you are. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how long you've been cutting, and what your business actually looked like before we started actually working together, bro.
So what's up, y'all? If y'all don't know me, my name's Gustavo, also known as G Cuts. I've been cutting for around 2 to 3 years. Started off when I was like a sophomore in high school. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and before I started this program, my business was I was pretty stuck. I was a stuck barber. I was like most of the barbers right now in the current generation, where all they care about is the clout and they don't care about putting in the work, and they're stuck at the same price point because they're too scared to go up and they're too scared to take that risk to elevate and to get at the higher prices and stuff. But once I joined with my boy, I knew that everything was gonna change.
What was your situation kind of like before obviously joining the mentorship? What were you struggling with? What did your kind of like day-to-day weeks look like? And how many clients were you cutting and what prices were you actually at?
So actually, my weeks were very busy. Since I'm a student, a high school student, and also a barber student, my weeks were really packed. Like when I would get out at 6 p.m. to all the way to 10, 11. And most of the times I would even cut to like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, just for the extra 40, $80, you know what I mean? At the price point. But it was a very booked and very busy schedule, but I feel like I wasn't making a lot of progress because I feel like I was just working for the money and not working for the clients and for the higher paying clients. I was just working for the picky clients, and I was working for the clients that
Yeah.
weren't gonna be on my timing, weren't gonna help me grow my business.
Bro, yeah, dude, like 100%. I remember when we first started working together, bro, you were killing it though, like 30 bucks a cut, right? Absolutely
Yeah.
booked out. But at the end of the day, I remember you telling me like you just felt like you were cutting people up for something that you weren't even worth. You felt like you were worth more, right? And I knew
Yeah.
you were worth more too. I looked at your cuts. Obviously, we talked, over call and, even just your morale. Definitely worth more than 30-buck cuts,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
And in the grand scheme of things, bro, you wanted to build something greater too, right? Like more than just cutting hair. Yeah, bro, I definitely remember that. I guess for you, bro, like what made you finally decide to actually like reach out and join the program? Was there a moment that you realized that you actually needed help?
Yeah, so I was struggling a lot. I'm not gonna lie with social media. Like I had been doing decent on social media. I had gained like a couple hundred followers on TikTok and Instagram. I had like a couple of thousand. But the thing that I was trying to see is that I wasn't really like understanding the algorithms and understanding why certain content goes viral and why certain content brings in high paying clients. So I saw you on TikTok and I saw that you were blowing up a lot recently, and I wanted to see like I wanted to hear your side of the story. I wanted to hear how you saw the algorithm, how it helped you get high paying clients, you know what I mean? And I was tired of getting these low paying clients and stuff, and I saw that you were getting high paying clients, and I just wanted to take the risk and see where it would take me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you're killing it right now, bro. Like literally killing it. We'll get obviously more into, what you're cooking up right now. I know you cooking up hella stuff right now, bro.
Yes, sir.
So, absolutely killing the game right now. More to come soon. Obviously, G Cuts on the rise right now. I guess, bro, like, what was your experience, working with me overall? Like, what exactly in the mentorship stood out to you specifically? And what do you think for you, at least, was the biggest mindset or even strategy shift in yourself and in the business?
What stood out for me was I really liked your content, and I really liked how when I first started, you really started to like push me. You really started to bug me like in a good way, where it would be like, oh, post your content. You would give me a lot of tips. You would help me out. There's a lot of people that they could have their communities and they could just be doing it for the money, and like you're not one of those. You're the ones that actually like, look out for the people, ask them how they're doing, and help them actually want to grow their business and stuff. And I really like that about you. You're a genuine person. But when you want to do it even more was the fact that you were cutting up like higher paying clients. Obviously, if you getting advice from someone that's this level, you know what I mean? Like it's impossible that you don't go up to their level if they're giving you like literally the advice on how to do it, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, definitely, bro. I mean, I appreciate it, dude. I mean, obviously, I love working with you, bro.
So,
Obviously, I'm always, bugging you, always texting you. You already know. At the end of the day, dude, my students, especially you, right? You're an OG. You guys aren't just my students, bro. Like, eventually, I want you guys to be at my level and then pass me up. The grand scheme of things, it's like building a community where it's like we're all killers and we all have something to, add to the table at the end of the day. And, bro, you're definitely one of them. them. You got the work ethic, X, Y, and Z, bro. And like, yeah, dude. I mean, I've been in mentorships in the past. Obviously, I've invested in other mentorships before as well, back when I was in your position. And some of them, they didn't really call to me. It was kind of just like a ton of people in a community and no real like personalized relationship or anything. Like one of my old mentors didn't know anything about my life. With you, it's like I make sure I know everything that's going on, outside of just business. Because at the end of the day, bro, like your personal life will always dictate your business health, right? If you have problems in your personal life, it's going to bleed into your business. So that's why, honestly, as me as a mentor, bro, it's super important to know what's going on in your life personally. And you've been super, super open about that. Obviously the results speak for themselves and we're going to keep pushing, bro. Let's talk like actual results, right? So like, I guess for you, Gustavo, what changed for you? How many new clients have you been seeing? How much did we raise your prices? And like, how fast did you actually see those results?
I think it was the first one we started. It was like what, like October something, 2, 3 weeks after we were. I remember we were talking. You're like, yeah, we gotta raise the prices. Like you're already booked out. We had like did a bunch of
Yeah.
analytics and stuff, and you're like, yeah, we gotta go up. So I was like a little iffy about it. You know what I mean? You told me to go up to 60, and I went up to 50. So I was like in the meeting in the middle. I was a little scared, but I took
Yeah.
the risk, and actually nothing changed. I was still booked out every single day, days in advance. The holidays, I
Yes,
went
sir.
crazy. 50 people were paying me 70, 100. I was just making a lot of money. I was doing house calls, and I really didn't really do house calls like that before, but I noticed that I was not being scared to like charge people like prices that I was worth. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? A lot of people like
Yeah.
they like when I was at 30 or when I was at 40, like I was scared. You know what I mean? Because it was like it's a low price.
Yeah.
But when you're at the higher levels and stuff, you're not going to be scared because you know your worth and stuff.
Bro, definitely. I mean, that's the biggest thing I saw is like shifting in you, bro, working with you, is like your confidence in yourself and in your work, right? I mean, you've always been like a confident guy, right? Obviously you dress the way you dress, right? You're pretty comfortable in yourself, right? Which I respect a lot. But I saw a big shift in your mindset in terms of like your value, right, with your time. And I remember you even texting me one day, you're like, bro, like I think you're like, bro, like it's such a good mindset shift to be finally thinking that I'm like worth more. I don't know if you remember texting that to me, but I remember that you're
Yeah, I remember.
like you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like you're like, bro, like it feels so good. Like I finally feel like I'm worth more, for my haircuts and X, Y, and Z. And that's like honestly the biggest shift for like most barbers need to make, bro. And it could be one of the hardest. And it's one of the things that are holding so many people back. But you're able to obviously shift your mindset and grow. And then obviously look at you now, making more money, charging more. And shit, it's
Yeah.
only the beginning though, bro, at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I guess like what's like one big outcome I feel like you're most proud of? Like out of all the results, right, obviously you went from 30 to 50, right? Went from 4 to 9K. Obviously the social media is definitely picking up, right? Especially on TikTok. A lot of everything, I guess. What would be the biggest thing that you're proud of?
The biggest thing that I'm proud of from like this whole time we've been working together is definitely like how I carry myself, my values, and how I've grown as a like person, as an entrepreneur. Not just looking at it like just in the barber world. Like you also taught me stuff that I could carry on to like stuff if I want to go into real estate, if I want to go into owning another business. So it's like a bunch of values and a bunch of stuff that I could take on like throughout my life. And it's not just barber stuff. And I feel like I really like got to know myself more, been more confident in like the person that I could become and like just taking risks. Cause like at the end of the day, like if you don't take risks, like right now I'm young, I can take as much risks as I can because I'm gonna
Yes,
fail like
sir.
regardless. So it's good if I
Yeah.
take some risks right now, fail and just trial and error, you know what I mean? And then from that I'm gonna keep doing, keep doing, keep doing until I get to the top.
No, like 100%, bro. Like, I mean, even I've seen it in your own individual growth, your personal growth. Dude, you're like a different person than, 4 months ago when we first started working together. 4 months ago, that's not even a long time. It's only been 4 months, which is crazy. I felt like I've known you longer. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, we have yet to link up in person, bro. Not like genuinely though, dude. Like, I'm like really proud of you, bro. Like, honestly,
I
from,
appreciate
just 4 months, dude, you've grown so much as a person. And even just hearing you talk like right now on this call, like you're very mature. I mean, at the end of the day, you're still, Gustavo, right? I know you're like a little goofy, right? Or whatever. You do your thing. But like you're very mature for your age, bro, and you have like a bright future ahead of you. And I'm super grateful that I could be a part of that journey, right? Because at the end of the day, every barber that comes in here, whether that's a 17-year-old barber, like yourself. I mean, obviously you're 18 now, right? Or
yeah.
like a 21-year-old barber, or a 25 25-year-old barber, I always want to harp on the fact that scaling the barber business and the social media, that's one thing, right? You could run it up to 100,000 followers. You could run it up to $100 a cut. You could run it up to 15, 20K a month behind the chair. But more importantly, the person you are building in that process is worth way more than those results, bro, at least in my opinion. Because the mentorship is called Beyond Barbers, right? I want to work with people who want to stay like a barber forever. I want to work with people who want to do more than just barbering and want barbering to be their stepping stone to get them to the next vehicle that's going to make them more rich and more wealthy and whatever aspects of life, right? So, bro, I mean, honestly, dude, super proud of you, bro. Fucking G cuts.
Yes, sir. One thing I'm gonna say though is with the first that one price raise, like the one like risk little risk that I took. Obviously I took like some risk and like stuff before. That's how obviously why I'm a barber. But with that little one risk from 30 to 50 or whatever I went, 30 to 50 or 40 to 50, that made me more confident taking more risks and more of the risk. Like for example, right now, moving out at a young age.
Yes, sir.
Like I just literally as soon as I turned 18, moved out. Like that
Yes, sir.
risk, like obviously it's been hard right now, and I've been telling you it's been hard, but
Yeah,
once it's done, it's gonna pay off. And also opening the shop,
exactly.
it's a crazy risk. Like there's not like hardly any people like opening up shops right now, especially like at my age. But just gotta take risks. You gotta take risks.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, and I'm glad that I obviously pushed you to make that price raise, right? And it paid off, dude. And like I said, bro, you're not the same person from 4 months ago, right? You're like totally different, dude. I've been telling you like how proud I am, how fucking dope it is for you to be achieving this stuff at a young age. Right? I know we talked, but just like a few days ago, 30-minute phone call, right? But after that
Yeah.
phone call, bro, I was dead ass just talking to my camera, like, damn, this dude Gustav was going crazy, like 18 years old, right? You just moved out. You're opening up your own shop right now. On top of that, in barber school in high school, bro. I don't know another 18-year-old with that
Right.
much motion, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Like, at least in the barber industry, like that's crazy. Obviously, I know right now it's stressful.
Yes,
You're in the
sir.
fire right now. Like I tell you, just keep going, keep walking through the fire. At the end of, all the stress that you're doing in the fire, bro, at the other side is success and more results, bro. So I'm super proud of you, dog. I guess for you, bro, like, did you have any doubts or even hesitations before joining the program? And like, you could be completely honest, bro. If you did, what exactly were you worried about?
Yeah, I had some doubts. I'm not gonna lie. Like when you told me up front how much the price was gonna be for just like a barber program, I didn't think like it could really get to that like extent where it was like this expensive and stuff. But I told myself I was like, if I do this, it's gonna be on me. If the results come, because obviously you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're charging good prices. And I told myself I was like, if I do this program, I gotta put my 100% effort into it. And if I don't fail at the end of the day, it's not gonna be that the program didn't work. It's gonna be my fault. You know what I mean? So I decided to take the risk. I decided to follow my boy.
Yes, sir. G cuts to the top, bro. We still building though. But hell yeah, dude. I mean, obviously props to you, took the risk and you seeing the result. So I guess for you, bro, like what would you say to a barber who's on the fence or even thinks that this program won't work for them?
It's just like anybody could do this. Like you could be a regular person, you could be a regular barber. At the end of the day, if you want to be stuck and you want to be at the same prices, you don't want to elevate. Like obviously you'll get to like 40, 45, but you're not really gonna be able to get new clients every month. Like the amount of clients you get from social media is crazy. Like people don't really understand. Like it's a different ball game than word of mouth walk-ins and the little 10, 25s you be getting a day. But it's different. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta take the risk. Like, you can't be afraid to take the risk because at the end of the day, if you're young, you're old, like you never like tomorrow's not promised. You know what I mean? Like you gotta take the risk.
Facts.
You gotta be able to do what like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to live the life that you see others do, you gotta take the risk and do what others don't want to do because at the end of the day, people aren't gonna want to put in the work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be hard, but that's just how it is. Like you gotta take the risk, you gotta invest money into it. You can't be it's better than spending money like on dumb stuff like going to the club, spending on designer. Like that's not gonna return
Facts.
your profit. You know what I'm saying? Like just look at it as an investment, you know what I mean?
100%, bro. I mean, I feel like you just nailed that. You
Yeah,
nailed that explanation. I mean, how I think about it is there are people your age, right? You're 18 now that go to college, bro. They spend like 50 grand a year, right? 50 grand a
yeah,
year
it's
to go
not
to college, right? And after 4 years, they finally get a degree. They finally maybe get a job that makes them 90K, if at most, right? 90K a year. If you get lucky, 100K, right? But that's after 4 years of like paying $200,000, right? And then obviously with this, there's a little bit of an investment, little decimal compared to what you would pay in college, right? For you to get like obviously a massive ROI, right? You went from 4K,
yeah,
obviously, now you're making 9K, opening up your shop, right? moved out of your parents' crib, right? You handle all your bills. You're purely independent. All the things you're self-made, bro. And that's something that not a lot of people can say, right? But it's because you took risks, right? It's because you kept working hard, right? It's because you actually invested in yourself. And when I told you what to do, you actually did it. That's the main thing too. Is like you're one of the students where like I tell them what to do and you actually do it. We're obviously given your situation right now. I know been a little bit tricky for you to kind of juggle everything. Bro, I know your situation. That's why I know exactly what your situation is with you and obviously the rest of the students. I know all your guys' situations because at the end of the day, as your mentor, as your coach, I don't even want to consider myself like a mentor coach. I just want to consider myself as big bro. I want to look out for you guys as if you know your family to me, right? At the end of the day, you guys are fam, right? We gonna keep going. This shit's gonna keep growing.
No, bro.
You guys are the OGs. Whatever happens, happens. Maybe Gustavo, in the future, you want to, do something else, other businesses, we do other businesses and we're still connecting, right?
Yeah.
It's a forever thing, right? At least with this, because it's like once you're tapped in, you're tapped in. You know what I mean? So I guess for you, Gustavo, like how different is your life and your business, from when we first started working together 4 months ago to now?
My life's pretty different, you know what I mean? Like obviously like I'm making a little more money, have a little more clients, but I've been able to like manage my time a lot more thanks to like, you know what I'm saying, like you helping me like create schedules, creates, you know what I'm saying, like certain things to do at certain times so I wouldn't be like stressed out. Like when you're young and stuff, like you have like a lot of stress, especially like in the barber game, like it's just like very stressful, you know what I mean? Like you gotta always be on time with your stuff. You always gotta do it. It's a lot of things, especially if you're a high school, you're a barber student. Like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But basically, like I feel like the like time management is basically like, the biggest thing that helped me too, cause like that's like the biggest thing that I seen change. Like I feel like I have more time now, I'm more free now, so I'm charging more, but I'm cutting less. But at the same time, if I wanted to cut more, I could be making more money. You know what I mean? But like right now, I don't look at it as like oh like I'm gonna make more money right now in the day. I look at it as the future. You know what I mean? For example, like two of my old cuts could be one new cut right now. Like I gotta look at it like that. Like if you look at it like oh like it's like in the long run it's like oh like I could do this much cuts this much cuts this much cuts and just try to do as much cuts as you can, you're gonna get burnt out, and it's better to do
Ex-
less cuts and charge more because you're gonna have more free time. You're gonna be able to do more, work more on content. That's what I do. That's why you taught me. You know what I'm saying? Like work less, charge more, dial in on the content. And once you dial in on the content, you could work way less but charge
Mhm.
way more. And like there's always gonna be stuff you need to work on when you're as a barber and stuff. But it's gonna be the service that you provide, how you talk to your clients, how you treat them. You gotta treat them like family, and you just gotta be like that's
Nice.
basically like the biggest thing that's like happened to me. That's been more like better at my time management, been able to go out more. Like I wasn't really seeing like outside like that for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really
Mhm.
popping out like that. But now you know what I'm saying, go out like a couple walks, hang out with my girl, go with my homies, stuff like that.
Yes, sir. I mean, like you bought some of your time back, and now you're enjoying
Yeah.
like the fruits of your labor, right? And you're only gonna keep buying your time back. 4 months down the line from now, where obviously we make good progress, but we keep killing it, right? You're gonna have even more fucking time back to do whatever you want, right? For example, right? You got, your barber shop. Imagine 4 months from now, you got like 10 barbers in there, bro. And then it's like you're charging 100 a cut. You cut maybe once, twice a week, bro, and then you go dip, do whatever you want to do, right? But the most important thing is like you're buying your time back more and more. The more you scale the content, the more we scale your prices, your demand, you're buying more of your time back. And then it's like, okay, if you do actually want to go pursue, maybe like go sell some real estate, you actually have the time to pursue that rather than just being behind the chair, cutting as many heads just to make 1.5K a week, maybe like 6K a month. But I know so many barbers in that position where they just think they got to cut all the time, bro. But at the end of the day, dude, like, especially you being at a young age, like, you're setting yourself up for like a very good future, bro. I'll tell you that. Like, by the time you're my age, bro, you should be doing laps on me. Like by the time you're my age, bro, like I genuinely like I want you. You're gonna be a millionaire for sure. Like I believe it. But I mean, if not sooner, right? I mean, obviously, well, you're 18. That's still 3 years. 3 years is a lot to change. I know you're gonna get there, bro. 100%. Especially, you got a good head on your shoulders, bro. And like at the end of the day, you're just gonna keep elevating, dude. Like this is your first investment, right? I'm your first coach, but I know you're gonna keep reinvesting into yourself. You know, whether that is you want to keep building, bro. This is just a foundation for everything else you're gonna do in life, bro. So super dope. Obviously, I'm blessed to like witness all this greatness, G cuts, in the cut. So before we wrap it up, dog, I guess like where did you first hear about me or even, the mentorship? And what actually made you want to reach out?
I first heard about you on social media, obviously. I saw you on TikTok. I remember I was scrolling through TikTok and one of your videos had popped up and it was a consultation video and it had got like a bunch of views. And I was actually like really interested in the video. I wasn't even like looking at it like, oh, it's a barber video. I was just like really interested in the conversation you guys are having. It was like a funny conversation. So I had clicked on your page and I saw that you were like, damn, got a bunch of views, bunch of followers. You were charging a lot, and I was like, damn, I look want to like this. I want this to be me. You know what I mean? So I had hit you up, and I was like, let's lock in. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to do this. Like I'm trying to take the
Sure.
risk. And you were texting me back, and I was like a little iffy about it. You know what I mean? Like I was like,
Yeah.
damn, should I really do this? But you know what I'm saying? You convinced me, and you know what I'm saying? You told me that I was gonna be straight. We were gonna take that. I need to take that risk to if I wanted to make, like get better. You know what I mean? So
Hell
obviously I took
yeah.
that risk and it just worked out. Glad I did it.
Yes, sir. Worked out. And then last but not least, bro, would you recommend this to other barbers? And if you would, then why?
Man, hell yeah, I would recommend Southern Barbers, bro. And the reason for that is like I'm not really the type of barber like I look at other like barbers and I'm like hating and stuff. Like I just want to see everybody like win, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
I recommended you to a bunch of my homies and they haven't really been like they've been like, damn, like you know what I'm saying? Like have you really like you know what I'm saying? Like have you really like succeeded and stuff? And they're starting to see now that I'm starting to like go crazy and stuff. So I'd recommend this to like you guys if you guys are watching this and you're iffy about it, but just look at it like me, you know what I'm saying? That I'm young and I'm like taking the risk. Like this should be you guys too. Like age doesn't
Facts.
matter. You know what I'm saying? You could do whatever you want to do. Just take that risk and y'all gonna be straight, bro.
Exactly, bro. You're honestly a prime example, dude. Like you're young, taking risks. Obviously, the success shows, right? The results speak for themselves, bro. Yeah, bro. Fucking fire, dude. And then I guess like out of all the other barber coaches there are, because there's a lot these days, right? Why choose me specifically?
I chose you, I mean, because I peeped that you were like very like beyond like getting to know me as a person, not just like business wise. Like I know like I'm not dumb, like I'm a businessman too. Like I know when people are just trying to talk to you nice because they're trying to get some money and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I peep from you like you're genuinely like a decent person, you know what I'm saying? Like and you wanna see people win. A lot of these people just be doing it for the money. They have like a bunch of people on the school community. I've seen like I scrolled through the thing and I seen like damn they got hundreds of people and like you only got like certain amount of people that you actually like trying to see grow for real. Like you know what I'm saying? Like a chill person like my homie, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
yeah, just like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, bro. At the end of the day, bro, we gotta run it up. Like I said, treat you like my little bro. I mean, that's what it is at the end of the day, man. Like I never had brothers, man. So now we got G Cuss, one of my brothers, bro. Anyways, boys and girls, that basically wraps up the interview with my boy G Cuts. If y'all aren't already
Yo, yo, yo.
following my boy, obviously go shoot him a follow. My boy has been absolutely killing the game, obviously. Genuinely, brother, it's been dope, working with you.